Shalom and Blessings, warriors of Beguiled and the truth. I'm going to be continuing on with, I believe we're on video number 8 of the Beguiled series. I'm going to try to make the next video for the 12 patriarchs later on, and another video of Nimrod's secret identity, and I'm gonna put a poll up for which chapter I should read next in the Sefer. Right now we are on Earth rocks and everything rolls. When our Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, and Mars aligned with Earth and our Moon on May 5th, 2000, it was the first time in 6,000 years these planets were in a straight line opposite Earth, a rare celestial event. Many wondered what, if any, effect this would have on Earth's tectonic plates. Sorry. I just woke up probably like 2 hours ago. It was like 5:30 or so. To reduce panic, various geologists claimed natural events in space as well as on Earth could not affect us. Bella, stop, please. Such false statements were exposed when a magnitude 9.0 earthquake occurred on the Indonesian island of Sumatra during December 2004 and shortened length of our day by 6.8 millionths of a second. Then on February 27, 2010, a massive 8.8 earthquake in Chile was so powerful that it shifted Earth's axis and again shortened the length of our day. The day's shortening. According to NASA, this magnitude 8.8 earthquake, also the 7th strongest ever recorded worldwide at that time, sped up Earth's rotation, shortening Earth's day by 1.26 millionths of a second and shifting Earth's axis by about 3 inches. Galactic alignments, just like earthquakes, have potential to change processes that control natural forces on Earth. And this kind of sounds like Yahuwah shortening the days for his chosen ones because he wants some flesh to be able to be saved on the Earth. Galactic alignment occurs during December solstice when the Sun aligns with the galactic equator due to precession of the equinoxes. I don't know if I read this prior, I apologize. Galactic alignments, just like earthquakes, have potential to change processes that control natural forces on Earth. Precession is caused by Earth wobbling slowly on its axis, which in turn shifts positions of the equinoxes and solstices 1 degree every 71.5 years. Since our Sun is 1/2 of a degree wide, it takes a December solstice Sun 36 years to travel through the galactic equator. According to John Meus, Mathematical Astronomy Morsels, 1997, he was the author of that. Our present alignment of the solstice point, the precise center point of the body of the Sun, as viewed from Earth, with the galactic equator occurred in 1998. This means our galactic alignment center was 1998 plus over minus 18 years. A time period from 1980 to 2016 equals 36 years. Other galactic alignments of Earth occur only once every 26,000 years. Ancient civilizations of the Olmec, Sumerians, Mayans, Dogon, and Hopi, etc., noted when Earth came to this point in an astronomical position, there would be increases in natural disasters that would directly impact man's consciousness. Mayan elders from an ancient secret order, along with their Jaguar priests, recorded in their Chalam Balam that as Earth moved from the 4th world into the 5th world, mankind's actions would be filled with selfishness, greed, and loss of love for their fellow man. This parallels exactly what our scripture says, or what our Kodesh scriptures say, will happen among mankind at the end of the age as well. Is our Creator about to use the sun to punish wickedness on earth, as the scriptures predict? There is no doubt Yahuwah has control over everything he created, and can use it as his judgment tool. Yahuwah produced a flood in Noah's day to cleanse earth, and will use the sun during his great wrath to purge this world of evil. Our sun's present solar cycle, number 24, began its usual 11-year cycle later than previous cycles. Predictions are it will reach its apex or maximum in 2014, when even larger solar events than previously witnessed will occur. Solar activity has been abnormally high over the last 50 years and is steadily becoming nothing like humanity has ever encountered before. Something very significant is behind these changes. If some unknown force were to start intensively affecting Earth's gravitational pull, the result would shift Earth's tectonic plates, disturbing Earth's axis, causes ice to slip from its poles. Massive ice movement directly affects oceans and their present boundaries. Flooding, volcanic eruptions, and earthquakes occurring in close proximity due to a shift would result in mass destruction worldwide. According to records during 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012, Earth experienced an increase in number of floods, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, fires, plagues, pestilences, and social unrest. These global events are also manifesting in closer proximity to each other, like a woman in birth pangs, as we welcome 2013 with even more serious and deadly storms raging across the globe, or the firmament, as we think that it is. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Matthew 24, 7-14. Media laughs at prophetic signs pointing to an end time, but our scriptures explicitly states it will happen when increased natural disasters and social hatred become the norm. Scientists are trying desperately to prove increases in strange occurrences are just natural and no need for alarm. But according to their own research studies in paleomagnetism, they have established that around 12,400 years ago, there was indeed a 180-degree reversal of our magnetic poles. It is a known fact Earth's magnetic field has been seriously decaying, and when this field drops to zero, poles will again reverse, causing unknown catastrophe. In 2005, Dr. Peter Olson, a geophysicist from Johns Hopkins, cited significant changes occurring in the South Atlantic anomaly. Indicated to him a magnetic pole reversal had already happened between Earth's core and mantle, located in an area near Brazil and Argentina. South Atlantic Anomaly, SAA, refers to an area where Earth's inner Van Allen radiation belt comes closest to Earth's surface, increasing energetic particles and exposing orbiting satellites over that region to higher than usual levels of radiation. Such an effect is caused by Earth's off-centeredness with its magnetic positive and negative charges. This one is quite a long one, but please stick with me. Okay, continuing on here. South Atlantic Anomaly is centered where Earth's magnetic field is weakest, and it increases solar radiation at high altitudes that affects pilots in that area. It may be a culprit in weakening Earth's geomagnetic fields, thereby increasing chances of earthquakes and volcanic activity worldwide. NASA is keenly aware trapped protons in inner Earth's Van Allen belt affects the International Space Station, which was designed with extra shielding to protect it when orbiting over that area. The fact NASA's Hubble Space Telescope does not even operate while passing through the anomaly, and astronauts report experiencing shooting stars in their visual field when orbiting above it. NASA also has reported modern laptops crashing when space shuttle flights pass through this anomaly. Earth and the heavens, or Shamayim, interact with one another through powerful forces mankind clearly has no control over. On January 12, 2010, a catastrophic 7.0 earthquake rocked Haiti, producing hundreds of serious aftershocks over several weeks. The quake left hundreds of thousands dead and over 1 million homeless. This quake had a sad effect on the writer of this book personally, because a very sweet college student named Courtney, who had been her neighbor when she was growing up, had just arrived there as part of her college mission trip, and she lost her life along with other Americans who were visiting there. The entire tragedy was an unusual event because it lacked a tsunami and seismic activity usually associated with such a powerful earthquake. This Haitian earthquake affected Earth's days, making them 1.26 microseconds shorter than before because it shifted Earth's rotation. This was followed by the Chilean quake registering at 8.8 on February 27, 2010, mentioned earlier, which also shifted Earth's axis and shortened our day. There was a significant change in Earth's rotation velocity because Chile was hit by a thrust earthquake where one plate dives under the other, causing an increase in the speed of rotation. As earthquakes continued to increase, they changed Earth's days. Additional large quakes taking place during 2010 and 2011 shifted Earth significantly. This may explain why in January 2011 the sun rose 2 days early in Greenland, something that has never happened before in history. It rose 48 hours ahead of the scheduled date of January 13th, although this anomaly was blamed on climate change and melting ice. It is a known fact that the sun rises from behind mountains, not ice sheets in that area. Earth has indeed shifted. On April 20th, 2010, the worst oil spill disaster in history began in the Gulf of Mexico when an oil rig exploded, dumping millions of gallons of oil for 58 days straight into the sea. Devastation was beyond comprehension in this enormous environmental disaster. Sinkholes began forming from so much oil leaving the ground through its massive leak. Such enormous displacement of liquid also had power to shift Earth's crust. In February 2011, Tampa Airport reportedly was shut down because their landing strip had moved by 10 degrees, and pilots could not use their compasses to land. In other words, Earth had moved 10 degrees to the west. News media reported this problem was due to a magnetic shift. Others believed it was due to BP's oil spill that removed large amounts of oil from the ground, allowing Earth to shift, as well as set up an unusual axis wobble. Back in 2007, geophysicists had already noted Earth's north magnetic pole was moving towards Siberia in Russia at around 40 miles each year, giving rise to the possibility Earth is indeed headed for another pole reversal. Scientists believe our magnetic North Pole, which is different from the North Pole axis on which our Earth spins, shifts due to changes in Earth's molten core composed of liquid iron. Location of magnetic north is determinal to a host of satellites and GPS systems, as well as underwater or below ground instruments. All GPS systems, as well as underwater or below ground instruments, sorry, I had to get him to leave my Bella Bean alone. Detrimental to a host of satellites, GPS systems, as well as underwater or below ground instruments. All birds use Earth's magnetic grid to migrate, as does all marine animals. Can these birds and animals biologically recalculate such rapid changes? Could this be a reason so many seem off their normal migratory paths by coming too close to the ocean's edge or flying over areas they have never seen before, or never before seen? Stranded marine animals are increasingly beaching themselves worldwide. Magnetic north is continuing to move, forcing aviation experts at all airports to have to completely recalibrate their landing sites and runways. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. And it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Adonai shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Adonai of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously. Isaiah 24:20-23. Between November 2010 and February 2011, for the first time, discussion began concerning our moon appearing to be different. Many reported the moon's shape to be distorted and appearing to have rotated as much as 135 degrees. YouTube videos worn with various moon photos were posted for analysis, yet major observatories and universities dismissed these anomalies as if they were nothing, refusing to address public concerns. Moon hype was quickly downplayed by the media. Yet, during this very same time, there were broadcasts concerning the need to embrace a 13th zodiac sign. Strange. Such an addition gave serious indications our Shamayim, or heavens, were shifting from the original 12 zodiac signs to 13. These announcements caused a major controversy in public opinion, as the date of one's birth now had a different sign. Continued discussion concerning the subject was dropped due to public uproar. What most failed to comprehend was this new 13th sign needed to be included is known as Serpentarius, like the serpent. The serpent holder is what it means. Major shifting of Earth's rotational axis by an additional 10 centimeters occurred during Japan's record-breaking 9.1 magnitude earthquake on March 11, 2011. This quake and tsunami moved Japan's coast 8 feet. A full moon occurring March 19, 2011, called an extreme supermoon, was blamed by some for Japan's disaster because of additional gravitational pull during this rare event that involved our moon's 100% closest point to Earth at 221,567 miles away. When this supermoon happened, it was also just 2 days prior to the spring equinox. It really did affect Earth's gravitational pull by producing higher than normal tides that reached 400 feet in some places around the world. The rare event also produced moonquakes. Moonquakes are recorded using instruments left by Apollo astronauts on the moon. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of Shamayim, or heaven, moved and shook because he was wroth. 2 Samuel 22:8. Earth's jet stream has become very erratic, causing surface winds to increase. Enormous power, when these cold and hot winds collide, sets the stage for unpredictable and violent storms. As our magnetic fields continue to change, the Earth will be pounded by increasing cosmic radiation, producing weather patterns fluctuating from record heat to record cold within hours. Like we are now experiencing, this will directly result in seasons being displaced, affecting crops supplying food worldwide. Once nature gets out of balance, everything on earth suffers. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? Matthew 16:2-6. During September 2010, Haryana, northern India, experienced unusual flooding. Then between December 2010 and February 2011, 5 storms ravaged the United States. Places like New York and Washington, D.C., always geared for winter storms, were crippled by them. In fact, snow was recorded in every state except Florida, which also suffered extremely low record-breaking temperatures. The fifth of these major storms, which all occurred in a 5-week period, was the worst and largest ever recorded at that time, stretching from the Midwest to Northwest, covering 2,100 miles. Over 100 million people were affected by this intense nationwide winter storm, breaking records as the largest ever. Everything came to a standstill, with flights being canceled and airports actually closing. Many motorists were stranded on highways and forced to abandon their vehicles. An actual civil danger emergency was issued during February 2011 by FEMA officials, after meeting with President Obama at the White House concerning this fifth storm's seriousness. This storm was unprecedented in U.S. history, one that like never experienced before. Roofs of many buildings collapsed as the snow's heaviness became more than had been architecturally planned for. Major electrical power outages increased due to heating needs stressing the U.S. main power grid, which left many without electricity during this unusual disaster. Tornadoes began occurring in the south, as well as ice forming from freezing rain, which carpeted the ground inches in depth, making travel impossible. Snow removal presented serious problems, as there was nowhere to put it, and at the same time, because there was so much melting snow, flooding increased. Wind gusts within this treacherous storm system were clocked at hurricane strength, toppling trees and damaging everything in its path. A most unusual feature was its extremely high number of lightning strikes that added to its extremely dangerous nature. Then, on February 24th, 2011, a rare event occurred when snow fell in San Francisco and places in Arizona that had never before seen snow. More winter storms ravaged the USA in March 2011, which brought significant flooding to the entire Northeast. But this was just the beginning of unusual and record-breaking weather. While the United States was being hammered with severe winter storms during January 2011, halfway around the globe, Australia experienced flooding of such magnitude it was compared to Noah's Great Flood, as almost half of its entire country was underwater for weeks. Such widespread flooding was driven by the strongest ever southern oscillation on record. This terrible calamity was followed by a Category 5 cyclone. Then, if that was not enough, fire broke out in another area and ravaged what was seemingly all that was left of Australia. As already mentioned, a year earlier to the date, 4 giant rings appeared over Australia without explanation. Did this anomaly somehow set the stage for what eventually happened to Australia? The year 2010 became the wettest and warmest on record at that time, up until 2012, which then broke the record as the warmest year ever, while Australia was being inundated with natural disasters. Brazil encountered its own record-breaking flooding of never-before-seen proportions, which escalated to dangerous situations. On March 15, 2011, southern Brazil experienced heavy rains, leaving 8,000 people homeless. At the same time, California's coast endured dangerous flooding and mudslides. Something strange seemed to be manifesting itself in our atmosphere with power to generate natural disasters, plagues, and pestilences, just like it prophesied in the scriptures. With continuous loss of life from so many natural disasters happening, humanity, like the animals, suffered great tragedy in numbers as well. Concern over strange deaths of fish, birds, and animals have been alarming, but more importantly, death toll of humans, since changes in our sun and moon began occurring, have also escalated. Mankind is suffering just like the rest of the earth. Loss of life brings great despair, panic, and fear, which leads to feelings of hopelessness and significant behavioral changes. There are significant correlations between our weather patterns and human instability. As temperatures rise, it produces more lightning strikes, fueling severe storms. These storms, along with an increase in solar flares, seems to be daily changing Earth's magnetic grid and the harmonic frequency Earth was once created with. Shifts in frequency directly affecting our brains will ultimately result in behavioral disturbances among masses of people, just like so many strange behaviors being witnessed among fish, birds, and animals. During January 2012, researchers traveled to the South Pole to gauge just how far the poles were shifting. The South Magnetic Pole had been moving north towards Australia at over 10 miles per year. That's a lot. but this rate seems to be increasing as satellites are at present, having to be constantly reprogrammed to maintain GPS current status. That's why GPSs take you the wrong way sometimes, because of all this happening. Huh?
Oh, lately, DoorDash is sending me the wrong address.
Yeah.
It's been screwed up. Anyway,
There's just a little bit more here, guys.
Use the GPS system. It doesn't give me the right address. It gives me 2 doors down.
That's weird.
Yeah, I hate it. That doesn't happen last time.
Well, it's from weather changes and changes in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. This old Earth is undergoing significant changes like never before, and the effect will soon take its toll on mankind. This explains why the scripture also warns during the end of the age there will be a great falling away from Yahuwah. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, and the son of perdition. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. All right, next time we will be reading Mysterious Bird and Fish and Animal Deaths. That one's a little longer too, but it goes from the bottom of page 71 to 78. But we will do a longer video for that one. But that is an occurrence that has been happening for a while now. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about bird, fish, and animal deaths. Mysteriously, they're dying. Okay, so now it is time to praise Yahuwah, my favorite part. You fill my cup to overflowing. Keep my heart full of joy. Your compassion and mercy, oh Abba, Yahuwah, I will never let you down. You lift me up when I think there's no coming back or turning around. I wrote a song today, can't wait for your deliverance. I praise your glorious name, oh Yahuwah. Be not deceived, O my people. Do not follow after false idols of Mitzrayim. Do not follow after idols. Do not fall for the wicked schemes of the devil. Do not take anything he offers you. Be wise as the serpent, and as pure as a dove. For the lion devours, he seeks to destroy. And that was a part of Cup Overflows and Be Unlike the Nations. Torah Rabbah, Abba Yahuwah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuwah and the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth.